Okay. First, I know we're all going to do the same thing, but I would like to thank the Cultural Heritage Committee for September to Remember. A lot of people know that that is the committee that helps with the September to Remember event, that drives it, as well as other events in town. This year, I think, was a difficult year for them, where they got a late start without people knowing, but they still did a great job this year. My hats go off to them, because there was a lot of activities that were not there last year that were there this year. One of them was the Liberty Science Center, which I want to thank our Recreation Department for helping. Nancy's in the audience here, helping bring them back this year. That was a good program that a lot of people were receptive to, something that was different, where we wanted to combine some fun and educating our students. I think they had about 9 tables here, and the reception that we got was good, and that's something that we want to bring back next year. Also, there was a crafts table at that same location at the promenade, where Councilwoman Armand's daughter, Kira, was involved with. I want to thank her for being involved. I think she was there all day, which was great as well. Also want to thank Sandy. I know she was in the audience here. She's chairperson of the Municipal Alliance Grant program. This is a program where we're trying to get our young adults and teenagers off drugs in the city here. And these are programs that are really geared towards drug and alcohol addiction that really over the last couple of years hasn't been as active as it has been now. And to Sandy's credit, she had a table set up during September to Remember to help promote this program, which has been somewhat, I don't want to say dormant, but hasn't been as active as she has. I also want to thank Rebecca from the Mayor's Youth Commission. They were out there as well, talk about some of the programs that they have geared towards our youth. I also want to thank Joe. He's not here, from the engineering department. Again, this is something new, a new table that we had there, where he was out there talking about some of the projects that are either happening in town or some of the engineering issues, and that was the first time that we had that out there. And our recreation department, Megan Martin, she was out there for a table trying to get our numbers in our senior citizen programs up. And I want to touch upon that real quick, is that if you hear, these are all new tables, all new activities that City Hall has been trying to get out there, because the idea is to get communication out there about the programs, events, things of that nature that we have. Something simple as, we used to have a very strong senior program in this town, and we've noticed that those numbers have dropped. I mention that now because I'm going to ask that if you are a senior or you have relatives that are seniors in the town here, go to the Gregorio Center and sign up and learn about some of these programs. You know, we want to get back to the basics here in town, where we want to provide great recreation programs for our seniors as well as our youth programs, which Nancy in the audience here has been working on. I also want to thank the SID. The SID had pictures that were being taken for free. That was something new, again, that was this year. And the whole idea this year was to go back to more of a community sense focus this year, and we're hoping that next year we'll be able to do that. Also, I'm here representing SID. I'm chairman of SID, and there's been a lot of activities that we have done over the course of this year, which I don't want to touch upon this month. I will next month, as far as some of the other things that we are doing. But one thing that is pressing that we're hoping to get off the ground soon is turning Russell Tuxedo into some type of little arts theater. What we've noticed is that we really don't have activities during the winter. You know, during the spring and summer, we use the promenade, but during the fall, where do people have to go to see some type of art show, whether it's for dance, music, poetry, things of this nature? So we've been in negotiations with the landlord to see if we can at least rent that space for a couple of months, especially during the holiday season, and bring some type of arts to our downtown area by partnering up with Kane University, UCC, and other organizations. So I will keep people posted on that. As far as the third ward, there is a project for the last 6 months I've been working on that. When I get more details, I'll put out there, is opening up a community gardens over at Dobson Park. If anyone notices, there's basically where the skate park used to be, that flat piece of land. We haven't done anything with that in years. And why I think that would be an ideal location for us to do some type of community garden is that not only do you have that flat piece of land, but it's also gated, and it's close to the Seoul Middle School. And the idea is to hopefully one day build something nice there, have it gated so it's open during a certain amount of time to prevent people from, you know, vandalizing the plants and things of that nature, but then also to work with our students at Seoul Middle School down the road. The idea, and I've been talking to a couple of people in the private sector as well as the public sector, and getting grant money to help funnel this and make this a state-of-the-art project. As I get more details down the road, I'll talk about that. And lastly, one thing I do want to talk about, a couple of months ago, I talked about a veterans banners that we're doing. I want to thank Ed. He's in the audience here. Ed's been able to put up with the emails that we've been sending back and forth, and he's really stepped up as far as helping us with the names in this banner program. And I don't want to say the banner program where we're honoring our vets, because we're pairing these banners that we want to hang in our downtown, where we originally thought about only 30 and then adding another 30 next year, another 30. I think this year we'll have roughly about 40. We just wanted to do everybody. And these are our own residents here in Linden that we want to honor. And to honor them with the banners, we want to also give them plaques, something that we haven't done in years past. And hopefully down the road, what we want to do is work with the Board of Education and come together as a community to at least honor our heroes here in town and bring back, again, a sense of community. Because a lot of times, with all the nonsense that's going on in Linden, we forget about the people who have really served our community, and this is another way of honoring them. Other than that, lastly, I just want to apologize. I will be leaving a little bit early. My son was at the doctor's office, so I want to go home and see him. And the reason why I mention this is sometimes you see the frustration here, and there's a lot of people in the audience, so I want to briefly touch about this, is that many times, and there's people here in the audience, use social media to attack, whether it's my family or other people's family here on the dais. You know, we've been followed, pictures taken of our family. And to me, it's a personal issue where sometimes, you know, it's upsetting, whether they're city employees or people running for office that put misinformation out there. So I'm letting people know that I'm actually leaving early because I have a premature 3-month-old baby that I want to go home and see. And so, other than that, end of report.
Thank you, Councilman.